Hey guys, it's Scrub01 here. I'm here to do an updated Giski deck profile. The next deck profile I will do is on ninjas. It is my friend's deck. His is not completed yet, like this one isn't, but this one is almost done. It's going to run well this format, except I'm missing, I think, 6 cards or something around that in this deck. Well, and in July I'll do another deck profile of this, of how I think it should be run instead, because Gustrick and Vision Giski come out. So anyway, here you go. You start off with 3 Soul Ogre, and as you can see there's 2 proxies here, so I am looking for 2 more. If you have 2, please contact me, because I will trade for those. What Soul Ogre does is, once per turn, you can discard a Giski from your hand to send one face-up card on their side of the field back to their deck, and they shuffle their deck. So, helps them reset their field. This deck is basically about having your opponent reset their stuff, giving them not as many options. So, I think this deck's a good deck in general. The next card you have is Double Giski Mind Angus. Until July, you're going to need to run 2. Or you can run 3 and 2, it doesn't matter, it's really a call. But this card will do work against any removal that, any deck that depends on the graveyard. It's just one reason why I like it so much. Like, it'll stop Hornet, it'll stop Darkholds, it'll stop Light Sworns. It's an overall good card, but its effect only activates when summoned, unlike Ogre. You send 5 cards back to the deck. It can be any 5 cards in your graveyard or your opponent's, or you can do like 2 and 3 or whatever. The next card is Giski Shadow. It grabs you the ritual spell card from the deck. It's a good card. Its brother, so to speak, would be Vision Giski, but that's not out yet, so of course you can't run it. Next is Triple Aerial. It is Vision's replacement, because the one thing I don't like about this card is you set it and they attack it or whatever, then it flips and then you get the card to hand for your deck. But I like having as little field presence on this with this deck as possible, except for the ritual monsters. I mean, it's okay for a normal summon, a set, but I don't really want to depend on this card too much. Although I kind of have to until Vision comes out. The next you have your Giski Beast. You kind of need to run 3. It is your Drunk Synchron or your Scrap Commander of the deck, because it grabs a level 4 or lower water monster from your graveyard and special summons it. Next you have Double Vanity. This card's kind of stupid broken, because you activate this hand, you send it to the graveyard, and your opponent can't negate the ritual summon from happening. So it's pretty good. And it'll help you get through answers. Next you have 3 Giski Abyss. I need another one, so if you have one and you want to trade it, please contact me. This card, when it's summoned by when it's summoned, you get to add a Giski with 1,000 less defense from your deck to hand. So it's I don't know, I just personally like the card in general. I have no real complaints with it. Next is 1 Giski Marker. I was thinking of running 2 earlier, but 1 just seems to fit this deck better, since there's good enough targets. I don't know. I just tried 2, but 1 to me seems to run a lot smoother. Next you have your Gores. For obvious reasons. 1, it's a good card, and 2, this deck does not have that much back row or monsters on the field except the rituals. So, like when you draw this card, you should easily have a chance to get it out. And if you don't, that's only because you have a spell trap face down. The only spells or traps you would normally put face down are MST, one of the 3 traps I run. Next you have your 3 Proxy Maxis. So yes, I am looking for the Maxi. Those are all the rest of the cards I'm looking for. Maxi, for obvious reasons, to draw more cards. It'll help this deck run smoother. Then you have your mirror. 2 doesn't work. 1 definitely doesn't work. So you have to run 3 since it's more consistent that way. Yes, this card can be a dead draw, but I don't run into it as a dead draw. To me, this deck just runs really smooth. So it's a lot better. Then I think, anyway, next is Triple Salvage. We'll grab back your targets from the graveyard so you can use them again. It's a great card. It can hit almost any monster in the deck. It cannot hit the rituals or the marker, the giski marker, but it can basically hit every other water monster in the graveyard. So it's good. So you have plenty of choices. You run 1 surface. It's basically once you're born, but the creature goes to defense mode. But to me, it's still a good card. Since if you go get Abyss to do this, you can still use Abyss's effects. Or you can go for Shadow, then drop Aqua Mirror and Ogre or the other one. Get pluses off that. Next are the staples: Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy, Mind Control, Double MST. These staples are like the staples of most decks. And for the final 3 cards, you have Charlotte Road, Ghost Match, and Appropriate. These are the only 3 traps that you run. Since this deck is not really, you don't really need traps in this deck, unlike you do in Ninjas, and they kind of revolve around to a lot more traps than Magics. And that's the main deck. The extra deck I have right now are the Token for Gorse, which doesn't even count for next deck. Utopia, Double Utopia, and Stardust. I'm looking for Gachi, who my friends can probably grab those for me. So I'm into it. Next is my side deck is 1 Royal Prison, 2 Ghost Match, 1 Mirror of Oaths. Mirror of Oaths. I am looking for 1 more. Double Crevice into the different dimension. MST. Reaching of the Light. Transmigration Prophecy. Imperial Iron Wall. And Water for the burn decks. Kinetic Soldier for right now the Ninja decks. That was back then for 6 Samurai, but they're no threat to me. And I'd still sided against them, but I don't see them anymore. And you have 1 on Fusion Area and 2 Eradicating Aerosol. I'm looking for Shadow and Prisoning Mirror. So these 2 are just going to place it until I get the Shadow. That's basically it for the deck profile. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.